What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And as many of you know, today was the big Xbox reveal. I did a Francis video in which I raged about the things I didn't like, but I think it's important to come to the things that I do like, and I can't really do that with a character, so I thought I'd do that with you one-on-one here. It's become tradition to, after uploading a Francis Rage video, to have a real video and a real talk. So let's, before we get started, you're going to ask yourself, why should I listen to this fat neckbeard about what he thinks about the new Xbox console? And I'll tell you, because I've been gaming the entirety of my life. I've owned every Xbox console there was. I've owned every PlayStation console there was. I've owned a PC the entirety of my life. I've owned every Nintendo product they've ever put out. Including a Wii U, which may, by the way, turn out to be the Dreamcast of the past, or of the current future, I guess. But I never bought a Dreamcast, and I never bought a Jaguar or a Sega CD or some of the other losers. But for the most part, I can pick them, and I think my opinion is somewhat valuable. So today they went through their feature set, which is interesting. They call it the Xbox One because it's supposed to be the one device in your living room that does everything, which is not entirely true because it's not 360 compatible. It's not backwards compatible with older games, so I'm still going to need a 360 in my room. I use Cox Communications as my cable provider, so I'm still going to have to pay for their box. If I want to use a DVR service, it was unclear whether or not the Xbox is a DVR, so I'll probably end up doing that through my Cox Communications box as well. And if I want to use on-demand services or purchase movies through my cable provider, I'll still be using my cable box for that. So I'm still going to need an Xbox 360, and I'm still going to need a cable box in my living room. So it's not really the one at that point. It's just another device. But that's a whole other thing. If you're the kind of person that likes to watch live TV, that's where the Xbox really has it nailed down. I don't watch a lot of live television. I'll tell you now that I'm a Netflix, Hulu kind of guy. I'm a YouTube kind of guy. I don't really watch a lot of live TV, and when I do, I DVR it. But in the case that you're playing a video game and you're getting bored and you want to watch something now, and you want to see what's on HBO now, it's as simple as a voice command to your Kinect to say, Xbox, what's on HBO? And it'll bring up a guide. That's pretty cool. To be able to say Xbox game and be taken to the game that you're currently playing, or pause it by saying Xbox Live CBS, that's really, really cool. To be able to swap from Netflix to television to the game, great idea, and it's the future. It's funny, though, that particular feature set is already available in your living room today. The Wii U did it. And it wasn't enough to save the Wii U console, which is currently flailing its arms and falling behind. What the Wii U is missing is games. And that's what it's going to come down to for the Xbox. Because we're not going to buy this as a way to watch television. We have a cable provider for that. We have Netflix for that. What we're going to buy this for is the games we can play. And all these extra features are nice and neat and fun. I'm excited for them. But at the same time, they're not necessary if the system does not have phenomenal games. And that we don't know and we can't know until E3. Now, they said today they had 15 exclusive titles in production, 8 of which were brand new intellectual property, and that's exciting. But until we find out what those are, I mean, for all we know, they're puzzle games on Xbox Live Arcade. Until we know what those are, it's difficult to really judge the system. But based on the features that they did release today, there are a lot of sports games. They've partnered with EA, which makes incredible sports games. The problem is, I don't play FIFA. I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball. I'm not a basketball fan. And so these features really do not appeal to me at all. The ability to integrate your sports watching with the games that you're playing, or fantasy football or your fantasy league, doesn't really appeal to me in any way whatsoever. And so they completely missed me there. And I think a lot of the people I know are not big fantasy football league kind of guys. Skype through the system is pretty cool, and the ability to snap your screen into a small corner so that you can use the right column to display an internet search, even if it has to be Internet Explorer, or even if you have to do search on Bing, which are not things I tend to do. Maybe they'll be pretty improved in this Windows 8 shell, this Metro shell. Xbox hybrid with Metro, I guess is what you call it. Maybe it'll be very exciting. I did notice that it did leave that nice big bar along the bottom for them to put a Dorito ad from time to time, but who knows until that actually happens whether or not that's something we should complain about. The hardware setup seems really good. They didn't get into the specs very much everywhere else, but they did release the specs, and the specs are phenomenal. Next generation games should look beautiful. They should be technologically advanced, and they should be able to integrate all of these online features and use this cloud service to be phenomenal. And so as a feature-rich box that allows me to watch live television and integrate to Internet Explorer search engine using Bing, I don't know, that doesn't appeal to me. I'm a gamer. I'm a hardcore gamer. And what it does right so far is it has one of the best controllers in the world. It's got a new improved version of Kinect. I've never used Kinect. I don't know how they work with the morbidly obese. I don't know how they would work with me, but I'm eager to find out. I'm eager to see what they've done to improve it. I've seen my friends go, Xbox on, Xbox on, Xbox on, out of frustration. Maybe that's been resolved, forcing me to have Kinect shipping with every console. Not necessarily something I think a lot of people want, but it's something that's going to happen. It's something I think we could get used to and learn to love, if it's done correctly. But the cloud gaming is a dual-edged sword. Sure, they'll be able to use the servers to do whatever it is they're going to do with them, whether it be video processing, whether it be server-side game state saves, whether it's whatever it is that they use the cloud for. They also said today that while the console's not always online, many games based on the developer's choice will require you to be always online to use that cloud service. So perhaps it saves the game to the internet cloud. Maybe it uses some of the graphics processing. Maybe it does whatever it is that the developer wants the cloud to do for them. That game will require you to be online to access the cloud. Some developers will choose not to do that, but EA has already stated that some of their games will use that cloud. So that's a dual-edged sword. It's not an always online console. You can still watch a movie if your internet's out, but most of the features will want you to be online. Most of the games that come out will want you to be online. So, sort of. Another thing that really bothers me about the system is that used games are apparently not something they're excited about. Every game that you pop into your Xbox is going to auto-install on your hard drive. And with a 500 gig hard drive, you're going to be able to install a lot of games, so that's not really an issue. But what is the issue is that each disk will have its own unique code, and that it will then recognize that code, and you will only be able to install that disk on one Xbox. Otherwise, you'd be able to take that Xbox CD or Blu-ray. I guess they did convert to Blu-ray, which is very cool. And pass it from friend to friend, everybody installing it, everybody having a copy of the game. They said if you try to install it on a second, it becomes a used disk, and you try to install it on a second Xbox, they're going to prompt you to pay some fee. It could simply be a nominal fee of a few dollars. It could be the entire retail price of the game. We don't know. They haven't said. But if you want to install that game as a used game, or to rent it from Redbox, or you want to get it from GameStop, there will be an additional fee of some sort. I kind of get that. I sell a lot of the games that I've played, and I do buy a lot of used games. But at the end of the day, I understand that Microsoft is cut out of that deal, and I can understand why they want to be part of it. It's still not what's best for the consumer, but maybe in the long haul it is. And finally, my biggest complaint is that Xbox Live is going to continue to cost you about $4.99 a month. It's not the kind of money that I want to spend, because whereas you might get to access your Xbox every day, I only really get to play once every month or so, maybe every couple of months. And paying $5 a month for a feature I'm not going to be able to use is frustrating. But I'm hoping that with this new integration, with it becoming part of my living room experience, being the one device that will make it a device that I'm using on a daily basis, and I'll get my monthly subscription's worth. So right now, the big question is, am I going to buy an Xbox One when it releases? Based on what I've seen so far, probably. I do like the feature set, even though there's many things there that I will not use. I do like the idea of it becoming this integrated. It's the entire reason I bought a Wii U. The difference is I'm hoping that there will be a rich, vibrant library of launch titles, a rich, vibrant library of exclusive games that I can only play through Xbox. So I'm really curious, if you're going to buy an Xbox One on launch day, is this something you're eager to have? Are you not particularly blown away yet? Are you waiting to find out what the game reveals are? What's your current opinion? I'd love to know. Please post it in the comment box below. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.